Before we get to today's topic of CD care, I just wanted to put in a promotional announcement for electrical-radio.com, our internet radio station that has no commercials. We play rock music, jazz occasionally, maybe a tiny bit of big band and some folky stuff and progressive music, all bundled together at electrical-radio.com. And on Fridays and Saturdays at 7 p.m., it's a show hosted by me. 3 hours on Fridays, 7 o'clock Pacific time till 10. And tune into that to hear even crazier music and witty comments. Well, that doesn't happen very often, but it could happen. And Saturday we have a little bit shorter show, also 7 p.m. Pacific time. And now let's get into the topic of today. Hello, I'm Jewel Case. No, wait, I think I dated her in high school. Hi. I was minding my own business one afternoon, and I stumbled on a couple of videos complaining about breakage of CD jewel cases and damage to cardboard jackets. You know, it was a real YouTubian horror show with the terror of bent corners and tears over creased jackets and frightful fears over discs tumbling out of their protective sleeves and maybe roll out the door and into the dog's water dish. Add to that the heartbreak of broken hubs. Well, I have something like 100 CDs in the paper cardboard jackets, and also in digipacks and several hundred in jewel cases, and I haven't been having those issues in probably 25, 30 years of collecting CDs. So maybe we should talk about CD and record care. It's a topic that's not difficult to understand. Easy as falling off a log into a raging river full of rare flesh-eating river sharks who might devour you and later sing about their victory in some ancient shark language that sounds a bit like Mambo No. 5 run through autotune. Yeah, something like that. This is stream of consciousness narration, by the way. First of all, a compact disc is made of a layer of metal encased in polycarbonate, usually aluminum, could be some gold alloy or something like that. It's a fairly durable plastic, but it's not impervious to harm. It was developed in Europe and Japan, not the planet Krypton after all. So I would say you shouldn't leave a CD out of its case, but if you do, and I do it, oh shucks, I'm deeply embarrassed about that, but anyway, I occasionally leave them out for a few minutes or a few hours. I would place it label side down on a stable surface like a tabletop, preferably on a soft surface. You don't want any scuffs on the plastic side that would interfere with the laser reading the disc. And if the disc gets moved a bit, you can get a little scratch on there. How about the label side? It's not as susceptible to those surface scratches, but do be careful of anything that could produce a deep scratch on the label side because it's really close to that metal layer on the other side. Something like a long fingernail, the kind you might see on a model acting in an 80s music video just before she drops a wine glass that shatters in slow motion. Well, I have heard from female friends that sometimes they have scratched the label side and made the CD useless with their long fingernails. So if you're fashionable, you might think about that. Now, about those CD jackets. The only time I've seen a broken hub on a jewel case or a digipack is when it arrived damaged, probably due to something happening in shipping. If you've had the hubs break, check your technique. When you remove a disc, place one finger on the rim of the disc and pull it away from the case while your thumb rests firmly on the hub. This will keep the tiny plastic fingers, or maybe they're called tines or teeth or hubloids, I don't know what they're called, but it'll keep them from being stressed as you pull the CD away. As for those colorful cardboard jackets that personally I love so much, don't take them on the road unless you're comfortable with getting them scuffed or dog-eared. Instead, remove the disc and put it in a spare jewel case or one of those pouches from Case Logic or whoever. To quote Phil Collins, you can't hurry love. No, wait, that's the wrong quote. No jacket required while away from home. Just find something suitable and then return them to their jackets when you get back to your abode. If you want to save space and eliminate the jewel case, consider a CD album. Although these are getting about as hard to find as big record store chains that never have anything you want anyway, they are around, and of course you can always look online for those. There are also CD sleeves available for those of you who are shocked at the idea of putting a bare naked disc in its jacket. My favorites of the moment are these ones from Sleeve City, but there are other makers out there in different designs. One last note, a factory-made CD should last long enough to hand down to, if I may quote the Moody Blues, your children's children's children. But a CD you record on a disc burner may not last that long because those have a layer of dye in them, and that might not be stable for more than a few years, and I've definitely had that experience, so be warned.